In St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican City, Pope Leo XIV, the Supreme Pontiff, wished to vigorously renew his call for responsibility and reason. According to his statements, and I quote, the Pope Leo XIV said, "These days we are getting news that is causing great concern. The situation in Iran and Israel has seriously deteriorated at a delicate moment. I wish to renew with force a heartfelt appeal to responsibility and reason. The commitment to building a safer world, free from the threat of nuclear weapons, must be pursued through respectful engagement and through sincere dialogue, foundations upon which to build lasting peace, rooted in justice, rooted in fraternity, and also in the common good." Let's recall that also earlier on Friday, several organizations worldwide were reacting to these atrocious actions performed by Israel against the people and the government of Iran. One of those organizations were the member countries of the Bolivarian Alliance for the Peoples of America, which categorically condemned the attacks perpetrated by the Israeli forces against the Iranian people in a move, according to the organization, that poses a threat to international peace and security in their attempt to control and seize the entire region and also its wealth. According to ALBA member states, once again, the state of Israel is the perpetrator and culprit of the havoc and distress suffered by West Asia, completely disregarding the rules governing coexistence between states, now brutally attacking the Islamic Republic of Iran. This unjustified and also irresponsible escalation of violence for sure represents a real threat to the entire humanity. This could have unimaginable consequences also, and a new Israeli transgression against the purposes and principles of the Charter of the United Nations. Also, the United Nations Security Council that met on Friday to assess this escalation is bound to put an immediate end to these aggressions against international law and the sovereignty of the peoples of the world. However, this international body has failed to halt, to influence, and to reach a decisive ceasefire amid these several crises that are taking place in the Middle East. However, back to the statement released by the Bolivarian Alliance, this integrity blog expressed its deepest repudiation of this act of war, and also it's faithful to the defense of peace, and also reiterates its full solidarity with the Iranian people, the government, in the face of this illegitimate and cowardly aggression as well. Also, this was not the only political movement that reacted. There were also political actors of the region of Latin America that reacted to this nonsense, to this madness that was perpetrated by Israel against the people of Iran. And also it is a disrespectful approach, disrespectful violent action against the nations of the Middle East that seek and long for a very long time to have a region at peace and stability as well. Well, during a statement released by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Cuba, this important representation of the Cuban government informed that Cuba condemned energically the attacks perpetrated by Israel against the Islamic Republic of Iran. The Cuban government is watching with concern the events coming from the Middle East, and also condemns energically the attacks perpetrated by Israel on the early morning of Friday, June 13th, 2025, and this war threat against the Islamic Republic of Iran in a flagrant violation of the United Nations Charter and the international law, including the principles of sovereignty, of no threat or use of force against the territorial integrity of any state of the world. The aggressive policy of the State of Israel and their repudiable acts and irresponsible acts are just possible because of the military support, the financial and logistical and political support that is being guaranteed by the government of the United States, putting at a major danger the stability and the regional security and the international security as well, with unimaginable consequences for humanity as well. Also, Latin America and also the Caribbean region and the Caribbean nations and Latin American nations are showing at this their solidarity with the people and government of the Islamic Republic of Iran, and is warning of the massive danger of a further escalation of hostilities in the region, with a higher conflagration. And this has been a moment for the international community, and in particular of the United Nations Security Council, to exercise their responsibility, their main responsibility, which is to maintain peace, to maintain security, international security, and to put an end immediately to this aggression and to the impunity with which the Zionist regime is acting, not just against Iran, but also against the people of Palestine, also against the people of Yemen. We have learned in the past hours how Israel is also launching attacks against Yemen, against Sana'a, and also other important cities of the country, to hit, according to them, several military positions, to try to eliminate the main leaders of the Houthi resistance movement of Yemen, who have been supporting the people of Palestine. So this is a crucial moment for humanity, and the nations of the Global South, the developing nations of the Global South, are, contrary to major powers of the West, are actually once again calling for peace in the Middle East. They are calling for a wider, for a just, for a long-standing solution for the Israeli-Palestine conflict that could have as the only solution a two-state solution to allow Palestine to build, to have a sovereign and independent state, and be back to the borders of 1967, with Jerusalem, with Eastern Jerusalem as its main capital as well. So the entire community have raised their voices against these atrocious